So if you can pass me somewhere between 500 and a grand, that'd be really nice.
That's all right.
Got it?
You could work for it.
You could work for it.
You could get a job.
I know a couple of good corners, Birmingham city centre, where a lady,
Oh, dear Lord.
a lady like you could do a bit of evening work.
I actually think I'm at the age now where I would have to pay for it.
Well, we're trying to get a few boat buddies who, who we trust and we know, and if they know what they're doing and I can see that they're competent, and there's nothing stopping them having a little holiday on the boat, and it just does us a favour really in a way, because we really enjoy Stratford, but a stepdaughter of mine, another one, Charlotte. You'll have seen Charlotte. She was the one who smashed my boat into lock wall. Cut to Charlotte smashing boat into lock wall. So she wants to go to Stratford. So we're going to let them take the boat to Stratford, and then that will give us the chance to bring it back, won't it? Which, if the rivers are okay, we'll do the Avon and Severn and into Stourport again and back that way, or maybe come in at Worcester and come up the Tardybig, which we haven't done yet.
That sounds nice.
So that's a plan for the year, isn't it? So if the boat survives Charlotte's run to Stratford, we'll bring it back that way. What other plans have we got for the year? I'm guessing you would probably want to do that Oxford Thames run.
Yes, please.
So that's probably what we're going to do this time. Down the Oxford, onto the Thames, probably if we've got a chance up to Lechlade. If we haven't, straight down the Thames, coming back in at Brentford and up the Grand Union. And from a boat point of view, maintenance point of view, solar is my plan this year. I'd love to get some solar on.
Well, you're getting the black first, aren't you, in February?
Yeah. So the boat's going to the dry dock, so it's going in there in February. So I'm going to black that, so that will no doubt be a vlog. And yeah, then solar, couple of panels. I need to look into the whole thing. Couple of panels. Is it an SMPPT controller or MPPT or something like, I don't know, something like that. Probably an extra battery as well onto there, so I've got 3 leisures instead of 2. I just need to increase my storage capacity and my ability to create charge more, really. It's all right when we're running, but if you go to Stratford or somewhere like that and then the boat sits for a couple of days because you're acting like tourists and it's your base, it's like I don't like running my engine if I don't have to, and if solar gives me that, and then throughout the winter I won't have to stress quite so much about coming to the boat and having to turn it over and run it again. I can just get on with it. I don't know, it doesn't pick up that much in the winter, but it does get a trickle, and I think from what I can gather, from what people say, that's what batteries like. That's what they need. So that's what I'd like to do, missus. So if you can pass me somewhere between 500 and a grand, that'd be really nice.
That's all right.
Got it?
You could work for it.
You could work for it.
You could get a job.
I know a couple of good corners, Birmingham city centre, where a lady,
Oh, dear Lord.
a lady like you could do a bit of evening work.
I actually think I'm at the age now where I would have to pay for it.
Well, there's all sorts of weirdos out there.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
Is that a technical term?
Who'd take on somebody like you.
You did.
Bit of old meat.
Is that a self-referral?
Yeah, it would be. So what else are we up to?
Why is that camera's red light flashing?
Just telling you that it's recording.
Okay.
What else could we talk about?
I've literally got nothing to say to you.
What?
I haven't. I think last year we hardly did anything. We've got nothing to talk about boat-wise.
Well, you need to pick your game up this year because I'm still really enthusiastic about it and you're not.
Why is it suddenly my fault?
Because it's fun.
We have got more time this year, haven't we? Because we're only doing one show. So it gives us, and we don't rehearse on a Friday now. So we've got a lot more weekend.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, the other thing we're thinking about doing, we're thinking about doing the BCN
Cruise.
challenge.
We're doing a cruise.
We're thinking about doing the BCN challenge.
That's a cruise. When?
I think it's April or May.
What, so when we're in Stratford?
Yeah, well, no, it might be after that, but I need to look at it.
You do?
Because David, as he likes to be called, would like to do it, I think, and one or two other members of the club, I think,
good.
Who've done it in the past. So that would be quite nice to have a look at that.
Do you do it all together? As in, like, do you go in a convoy?
Well, you probably can do, but it might affect your efficiency in a way because you're all waiting for each other to go through locks, whereas the whole rules, the name of the game is to get around as much of the BCN as you can in 24 hours, I think. So you can run through the night. I think that's how it all works.
That'd be quite nice.
So I'll need to look at it. So that would be a good thing to do.
What's happening at the club? Isn't it every 2 years something happens where there's like a boat rally here, and it didn't happen in 2020 because of COVID?
They have the Huddlesford Gathering.
That's it.
Or
Yeah.
Huddlesford Gather, which is classic boats, vintage boats, and they have a lot of stalls, I think, on the field, and it raises a lot of money for Lichfield and Hatherton Canal Restoration Trust. Oh, I know what happened this year as well. The birth of the drone. I know a lot of people mourned the loss of the old drone. What I'm excited about. I bought myself a drone. It's called a GoPro on a barge pole. It's not gone forever. The old drone may yet come back. The new drone...
The old drone will come back when you lose the new drone, basically.
The new drone's great. I really like it. I just need to be a bit more careful with it because I've had a few near misses. But the more I use it, the better I'm getting with it. So that's been nice to get some different shots. I think people always appreciate a drone.
What was your new idea that we quashed pretty quickly for a YouTube channel on graveyards?
Oh yeah, I think. Don't know what you guys think. I think that because I think you very quickly get to a point with YouTube, particularly I think with canals, where everybody that's doing a vlog is doing kind of the same thing. They've showed you the Harecastle Tunnel, so does everybody else. When I eventually do Stand Edge, I'll show you that, and everybody else has, and Tardy Big, and all those things. All of the Narrowboat channels will all show it, and we'll all have our own quirky ways of doing it, and some people will like your stuff and some people won't, but ultimately the subject matter is kind of the same. And I was just trying to look for something that might be a little bit quirky within what I do. And we go past a lot of beautiful churches. I'm not religious at all. I'm an atheist. But it doesn't mean I don't. I do love a beautiful building. Religion interests me. Graveyards, I find I have a morbid fascination with graveyards and what's on written on the stone and things like that. And I thought, that's why shouldn't I stop and then actually just go and find out a little bit about this particular church or what bells are in it. Or I did a little bit when we were Brood, didn't I? I think
You did.
there or thereabouts. And so,
Nice.
and I think I did a bit when I went to Braunston. I went to that graveyard, and you only need to read 2 or 3 gravestones, and then suddenly, with a little bit of research, you can find some interesting stuff. I think. I'm not saying that the vlog would be about that, but I think it would be a nice little insert to a lot of things, just to put something different there, like joke of the day, which has made a start, but it's.
What's your joke of the day for today?
Joke of the day. Joke of the day. Okay. What's ET short for? Because he's got short legs.
I'm not laughing because you told me it's this last night.
It's funny. It's funny,
I want a new joke of the day that I've not heard before.
Joke of the day. Joke of the day. Bum, bum, joke of the day. Joke of the day. I want to know what else we're going to talk about.
Dear Lord.
We're moving house, aren't we?
We are.
I did mention it the other week when I was doing my oil change, I think. But yeah, it's progressing. That is, we're moving up to Armitage. In Staffordshire, so that's nice. Very close proximity to the canal, so that's really lovely. The boat will stay at these Lichfield moorings, which is basically a 10-minute drive to where the house is that we're going to live at, and it's about a 4-hour run in the boat, so we can get the boat from these moorings up to almost outside our house within about 4 hours, 4.5 hours, 3 locks. That's all. But we went and ordered some settees today, didn't we?
We did.
So they're nice.
Settees or sofas?
I don't know. Sofas.
What's the difference?
Don't know. Americans call them couches, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's a couch. Sofa. I don't know where the word sofa comes from.
Where's the word settee come from?
Don't know. Settee, sofa, couch. I don't know. What is it? What do you call it? Do you call it a sofa, a settee, or a couch?
Settee.
Answers in the comments, please. Anything else?
I need another drink. I'll finish mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I'm doing all the talking.
I'd like to say I'm surprised.
Okay. What do you want next? A Bacchus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bacchus, then I'll start on the wine.
So this is another interesting fruit beer. We like our fruit beers.
We do.
This is a cherry beer called Bacchus.
Sainsbury's.
It's very nice. It's 5.8%. It's pretty sour, isn't it?
I think we
got a
actually
sour
had that
flavour.
last year because I remember opening it out of the paper. Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
You look like what's that bloke from the Carry On movies?
What?
Bernard.
Hey, get it off.
We were watching that the other day, weren't we?
Get out of it. What? I wonder why he came up with that as a thing.
He probably didn't. The director would have thought, you know what will look really, what will look really funny is we'll give you a disability
Was it
and
Jack
then we'll
someone?
take the piss out of it.
It was Jack. Jack someone. It wasn't it? Jack someone.
I thought it was Bernard Bresnan.
Nah, Bernard Bresslaw. No, he was the big guy, wasn't he? Who always spoke a bit Stan. Oh, he was a big dopey one.
Yes.
That it was Jack.
Listen, think.
And who's the young, slim one? The handsome one?
Jim Dale.
Jim Dale. Is he dead?
No, he's still. Oh, I think he's still alive.
Jim Dale. Yeah.
No. Any case, how do we get on to Carry On?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because we were watching it the other day, and you just think
it's not funny anymore for me. It's not. It's too corny.
And inappropriate.
It is inappropriate. I don't mind that. I can live with that being inappropriate. As long as I know it's me that I'm watching it and I'm not offended by it. I can see why it's probably not appropriate just to put out generally. Even though it still is on certain channels, isn't it? It is put out there. Mm. But I don't think it necessarily comes with a warning to say that this is something of its age.
Yeah.
And as such, you need to see it in that light. Because it's British postcard humour, isn't it? It's the old saucy British postcards. It's innuendo. It is inappropriate. It's male-driven. Focuses too heavily on the female sexual look.
Unlike Narrowboat Natterings.
Narrowboat Natterings, there ain't no female sexual look in it. I think most people that watch Narrowboat Natterings watch it for me.
Good.
My heavenly looks.
Heavenly.
Sparkling personality.
I'm going for heavenly as in you've been dead. Rotten.
You tell us a joke.
I don't know any jokes. I really don't. I do, but my some of them are very inappropriate, which I won't ever be able to say out in public.
So I used to love a good Irish joke. Well, it's inappropriate now. Well, the comedians these days, don't they? They say that the way society is now, the way we have to be so careful not to offend, that it's actually killed comedy, because the majority of comedy, some of the funniest stuff in comedy is because it's inappropriate. It's because it's like makes people go, oh God, that's too, because it is funny. And there's I think the human mind is a strange thing in that if we can laugh at adversity, if we can laugh at things that are potentially cruel, or it's our way of sometimes dealing it. It isn't making a mockery of it.
I think with comedy, I'm not sure I agree with what you're saying around people think that a lot of comedy is lost. It's a different thing of what you're laughing at. Some things will always be funny. You've been framed, where people potentially hurt themselves falling over. The physical aspect of comedy, people will always laugh at. But the other element where it's inappropriate because by giving that, or when you're saying something, it's not funny to the person, that it excludes because it's not inclusive comedy.
It's funny when you bang your head on the underside of the,
and you're right, that is funny.
Sliding door. Yeah, but you want to kill me.
I do.
A lot.
Which is why people like
it. Cut to the time. Probably it is just to be able to go. That's Mrs Lumsden just banging her head on the top of the door. Are you all right, Mrs Lumsden? Are you sure? Mrs Lumsden coming up with a sore head. You all right? Don't swear.
No, but that's something. People falling over, people falling on ice, people falling off the skateboard. That will always be funny because people do laugh at things like that. But saying a joke that is either against an element that makes somebody feel excluded because they feel that you're laughing at them as opposed to laughing with them isn't right. And that's what we've learnt as we have become a more respectful society.
Yes, dear.
Just take note.
Anyway.
What's black and blue and goes bump bump? The baby in a tumble dryer.
That's inappropriate.
Why?
Because it is.
Well, who puts babies in tumble dryers?
Well, somebody might have lost a baby or their cat.
Oh my God, our cat went in the tumble
dryer
dryer once.
Not my cat, your cat. When you say our cat, let's just before my time with you.
Mum put her in the tumble dryer by accident.
How long had she been in there?
Not very long, because I think Mum realised. I think she closed the door and it had gone sort of like round.
Noise.
And she opened it up. This cat came out, and then obviously all its hair dropped off because it was so traumatised. And Mum wouldn't let it outside because she didn't want the neighbours to see our bald cat.
Terrible. A bald pussy. Well, I haven't said anything.
You didn't have to. Yes. Mum.
Your mum's bald pussy.
No, that's inappropriate. Sorry, Mum. You never met my mum. She'd have hated you.
She wouldn't. She's just seen the funny side of me.
She loved Norm. She loved my face.
So, well, a lot of people know that we do musical theatre. And so it was a really busy year, wasn't it, with musical theatre? Yeah, Paula was directing Made in Dagenham, of which I was in it. So I was playing Harold Wilson, amongst a couple of other characters.
Chubby Chuff. Do your Chubby Chuff impression.
Well, Chubby Chuff was like this old-fashioned comedian. So we were a bit like that. We were a bit like Bernard Manning. I think of Bernard Manning. So we were very inappropriate. I took my mother-in-law on safari last year. She got attacked by 3 lions. My missus says, "Aren't you going to help?" I said, "No, 3 should be enough." Oh, she's a big lady, my mother-in-law. She's a big lady. She joined one of them their gymnasiums. She got on a rowing machine, bloody thing sank. But no, don't laugh, because look, she came round for a dinner the other night, and I'd made one of them Freudian slips. What I meant to say was, "Can you pass the butter, please?" What came out was, "You've ruined my life, you fat bitch."
And I know I shouldn't laugh, but I really did. It really did make me laugh.
You fat ugly bitch. I think I swore when I did it in the
You
show.
did.
So that was Chubby Chuff. But Made in Dagenham's a great show. If you ever get a chance to go and see a musical, it's based on truth. It's gritty. It's funny. Made in Dagenham's a good show. At the same time, I was directing the youth group in Little Shop of Horrors, and then went on to direct them in We Will Rock You. So, both great. The youth kids are great. So they're 11 to 18-year-olds.
Bloody talented bunch.
Yeah, good standard of stuff. So that was keeping me busy as well. At the same time, we were both in the Addams Family, weren't we?
We were.
So I was just a caveman. I was an ancestor. So I was just a caveman.
That was a surprise.
And Paula was Grandma Addams.
Grandma Addams.
Was that her name? Yeah, so she was the old grandma. So, yeah. And so I've now started directing Shrek. So that'll be on at the Lichfield Garrick Theatre in September, won't it? So it'd be lovely to come and see some of you. I won't be in it. I mean, most people will turn around and say, "Huh, I suppose you're Shrek, you don't need any makeup." That's the standard joke. Ha 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 ha, very funny.
It would be, but Shrek's got a sense of humour.
Yeah.
And he's a lovable character. Whereas you...
Yeah. Anyway, so are you in it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so Paula's playing Mama Bear. So, Mrs L, I think we should wish these good people all the best for 2023.
Yes.
That's right, isn't it? I apologise for the lack of consistency on the delivery of vlogs, but you know, I don't live on a boat. So it's not always easy to keep generating content, and then the edit of the content can be a pain at times as well. So apologies, but it is what it is. The channel is what it is. I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I bang my own drum.
I deal my own deck.
I deal my own deck. Sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. It's my life. Can you see? I am a gay icon as well. On top of everything else that I'm good at.
Oh.
I am a gay icon. Like Diana Ross. Right. See you all. Bye.